Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Boy.
Hello,
It's me every week.
hello.
It's always something.
I was, the only screen that I didn't change the names was the one that we started right now. Good night, everybody. Boa noite, buenas noches. Hello, how are you? This is the 7th episode for After Hours. Buddies, let's talk Disney.
Hello, hello. It's such a good... I'm so excited about tonight. I'm so excited. I didn't realize it was our 7th episode, so that's exciting. You'd think we'd be better at this by now, but we're getting there.
Not quite.
Collin, I'd like you to introduce our very special somebody.
Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to welcome everybody in. I'm glad you're here. It's something fun. We're doing something totally different tonight, and we brought a friend with us, and you probably know his name because he has a catchphrase, and he's just an awesome guy all around. Welcome in, John Panda.
Is he here tonight? He's gonna. I can't wait. Is he here?
He's here somewhere.
It's rumored.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you here. Good guy all around. Just a fun person to have on here.
Thank you. I can't help but say the words from the monorail when it goes. It's the only Spanish I'm really good at.
Oh, really?
Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
See, and I, for the life of me, even when I wear a T-shirt, I can't memorize it. It just
Really?
doesn't roll off the
How
tongue.
can you not memorize that?
Dude, if all the things,
You
it's
live
the one...
10 minutes from the park.
I'm telling you, I've heard it 17 million times, and I still cannot say it properly, and so I just don't, because I don't want to be that guy.
If you notice, sometimes the door is shut already as it's ending. So if you do see any little kids with fingers off, they haven't heard the whole thing yet.
Yeah, just snatch them out of the way.
Por favor, manténganse alejado. Boom. De las puertas.
Oops, we lost one.
Okay.
And this is how it's going to be. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm super excited to see so many friends here in the group with us tonight, to be here with John, Joe Logan. Good to see you, my friend. Jeremy Goff, of course. Terry Stinson Doherty's here. Ashley Brooke. Caleb, good to see you, my friend. Valerie Seidel. I think I saw Chris Shepard in the group. All the good people, all the fun people.
Yes,
Jeremy makes some good music, huh?
Yeah,
fantastic
absolutely.
music.
Yeah, Jeremy is actually responsible for our end song, and it's like ours. I say ours is actually is a
We
famous
kind of
song,
stole
but
it from
but
him.
it is ours.
We
And
didn't steal it.
We asked.
Did for us.
I'm sure his bank account was taken care of nicely.
Oh yes. Very.
hey,
course.
just saying hello to the friends in Brazil. Rosa is already since the countdown with us. Guys, it's always good to see you around. I'm wearing the Brazilian jersey today,
There you
just to
go.
be.
Yeah, and all the people kind of sharing it out tonight. I saw where Terry shared it, and so many others. Caleb as well. That really helps us out in an incredible way. So we really appreciate that. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for enjoying it enough to share it out, because that helps us grow, helps us bring more people in this community, and it makes it that much more fun when there's more interaction in the comments. So we really appreciate that.
Okay, so let's start the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I have here? It is tonight top 10 list. From the home office, Moore Haven, Florida. This is tonight's top 10 list, which is top 10 attractions that should be made into a movie.
And we kind of put John on the spot on this.
I have not seen this list.
It's a very special top 10 list, and tonight, in honor of our good friend John Saccheri, we're going to give you the privilege, really, of reading the top 10.
Thank you. All right, we're going to start with 10.
And just for the record, John has not seen this list.
I haven't.
Until just
I feel like, on SNL, who was the guy that they didn't let him see it until they played it? Was that, what was his name? There's one of them.
The guy.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Space Mountain, number 10. Space Mountain. In the vacuum of space, will they even hear your screams?
That was
9.
That was weak.
Who made that one? Who did that one?
I did.
Blame the
Number
Brazilian.
9. Number 9. Chip versus the Mad Hatter. Battle of the Teacup Stars. I like.
His sound effects are terrible. Let's just put that
the
out
sound
there.
effects are the best part. Number 8. Escape from Big Thunder Mountain. I like it.
We need to retire that one.
I know, it's so bad.
I like this one the best so far. Number 7. Coco. El Rio del Tiempo 2. Oh, no. It doesn't say 2. Coco 2. El Rio del Tiempo.
Yes. Jason has this thing about mentioning the Mexico Pavilion every single time he's on the show.
So we
Any
all-
opportunity I have to give it love, it's going to get love.
We all think it's going to become Coco, so we're kind of giving it to love, yeah.
Yeah, one step at a time. Yeah.
Number 6. Tower of Terror. The Fall. But won't they be surprised when there's a winter, a spring, and a summer after those?
That's the hat. Come on, that's the rim shot. Okay. We'll teach him.
Number 5. Down the Bayou. Alfred Hitchcock's Enchanted Tiki Room.
I think that was blended.
People just call it the Birds for short.
I think that was blended.
I think it's
Like-
on our
like-
list wrong, but it's on the card right.
Okay.
Number 4. Everest Night Fever. The Return of Disco Yeti.
I knew that was.
They're getting better.
Yes.
Let's hope. They can't
Number
get
3.
worse.
Number 3. It's a Small World War Z. Little zombie dolls coming to get
How
you.
is that your zombie noise? Like, how is that
They all have
clown car horn possibly the zombie noise? Okay.
Just imagine riding through that in complete darkness. That's all I have to say.
Number 2. Mel Brooks' Country Bears. Buford's Last Stand.
That's it. There you go.
Saying Mel Brooks reminds me about Carl Reiner this
know.
week.
Yeah.
Carl, we love you, Carl. Number 1. Cinderella 2, The Pink Nightmare. Oh, that's bad.
It's getting better. John,
I
just
don't know.
just
It can only get better from here, John. That's all you have to know.
just for the fair credit. When you ask who did the 10th, and actually 10th was Jason, I was responsible only for the noises, so I take out the blame.
Threw me into the bus like that.
The castle, I hear from the ground it looks better. We shall see.
I've heard it's getting better as they go. It's not as
I
sun
hear-
as it once was.
I hear that if you turn your head and close one eye and kind of squint a little bit, it looks spectacular.
Jason, that's so funny. I hear that if you look over at Tomorrowland, it looks better.
Compared to the new Tomorrowland sign, it's lovely.
Very
Okay.
detail-oriented.
Carlos is like, come on, guys.
No, it's,
We
I'm
tried
trying to
avoid this
find here. Oh my gosh! Jason, now is the time.
Now is the best time, my friend.
To move on.
Here,
Guys, news of the week, and we were talking a little bit before starting the show that we're starting to get used to come to this segment without discussing and not even thinking about the news, because there are a lot of things that we can pull out in the momentum. So, John, if you would like to, you're our guest, I would like to start with you.
Well, the thing that I brought up with you guys were the Mickey and Minnie Legos that are being released. They're actually Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. They look horrifying to everyone. I mean, I'm not the only one. I thought I was the only one. I thought everyone was going to love them. And then when I saw the comments, like, okay, people agree with me that these are some scary, come to life, bite your toes at the foot of the bed things.
And none of us had seen it but John, and he showed it to us, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
Do we have the
I
photo?
mentioned that
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That'd be great. I was mentioning that it reminds me of like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of thing, right? Like this kind of crazy, evil animatronic gone wrong sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know if we have a picture of it or not.
The snout cannot be Lego-fied.
But what is that? Like Mickey looks like he has like one of those retainer brace, like the old school braces on like the head with the head strap and
headgear.
Yeah, that's it. I'll see if I can find a picture and then hold it up. But it's shocking, but it's good because of that. It's going to sell like
absolutely
crazy.
Or they'll pull it, one or the other.
It gave me a good excuse not to spend the money.
Just one mention here, Lou. Just show up and say, "What? Wait, who's that other guy?" So
his name's Jason.
Yeah.
I'm otherwise known as Fat Lou.
The other Italian.
Although if he keeps eating, we're gonna meet right in the middle soon. If he keeps it up.
In my end, in terms of news, the only thing I like to do is to bring something new and to talk about the NBA.
The same thing we talk about every single week.
And it's like the same thing. He talks about the same thing every.
And it's no, but actually, what I saw now were the pictures of what they did in terms of preparing the convention center in the Disney's Coronado Springs for the training center for NBA there. It looks amazing. So it's evolving from the first episode that we mentioned that they were supposed, that there were talks that were coming, and now we can see that they are already almost training there.
I'd just like to say I called that.
Yes, you broke the news.
Actually play they're going to play at ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because they made it look like I'm looking in the Coronado like, are they going to? Okay. No.
I think they're going to practice.
And
I think they're going. I think they're setting up to practice in some of the convention areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is what
somebody
I think is
saw
happening.
a post today. I don't know how true it is or not, but it looks like the NBA's actually rented out Bull and Bear at Waldorf Astoria for a portion of this as well. I guess as a secondary dining option. Because somebody went like a few days ago, or today even maybe, and said that after like the next few weeks you won't be able to come back anymore as the NBA's rented it out.
Come on.
Toledo,
That's what I'm hearing.
Dahlia Lounge, Barcelona Lounge, Three Bridges. Now, this is too much, people.
Well, most
too
of the
much.
restaurants at Grand Floridian are still down too.
You weren't going, Jason. You weren't going.
Oh, I go to Toledo. I go to Dahlia Lounge. You ask Kyle. I practically live at Coronado Grandestino.
Really? It's your thing?
I love that place.
I'm more in love with Topolino's than Toledo's.
I love Topolino too.
Yet. I need to put that on my list.
Breakfast or dinner, you can't go wrong.
Both. That's the plan. Just sit at breakfast, then stay till they kick you out, and then come back for dinner.
I've done it. I just argue for like 10 hours, and I'm like, well,
I'm here already. You might as well eat dinner.
Colin was telling me, Jason, you can't sit in the stairwell and wait for them to open. You can't, almost literally, he was saying that you can't sit in the stairwell.
We went over there one day. It was like, Jason, you can't wait until they go up there yet. We're not sitting here for 6 hours.
Jason, I will put you in the spot. The news from your end, from.
So the thing that I am excited about, which I think a lot of people are excited about, but for me, it's because I've never seen the musical. I've never seen anything. Hamilton is available tomorrow on Disney Plus. which, and if you're watching this on the replay, it's available right now. But I'm super excited about it because I don't get half the references that people make, and people sing the songs. Even my 18-year-old son like sings songs, and I'm like, I don't know what that's from. He's like, it's from Hamilton, Dad. I'm like, okay. So I'm excited to just kind of finally be in the know.
See, I'm one of the few people that's not excited about that because
I'm
I
really
had to do
excited
a
with
project
that
on
too.
it in college for 6 months. So now it's like,
That was like, it was just
want to
out,
see
like,
any
last
more
year.
Hamilton. I finished college last year, Jason.
Oh, that's right.
Lou is just saying, dude, I lost 29 pounds during quarantine. So
I
Really?
think he meant the opposite.
I think you're spelling gain wrong.
Yes, exactly.
I love you.
I smell something.
Felipe calling from Brazil. Hi, Felipe. How are you? And Colin, what about your end?
Golden
Any
Barrel
news
was
from
mine.
Kentucky?
That's all I had. I've got nothing else. But no, in all seriousness, though, it does appear that some of the information has come out literally within the last few hours that college programs kind of on indefinite hold officially now. It looks like they sent out some letters to either. I didn't get that good of a close of an eye out on it, but it looked like it was a letter that went out to existing college program people that had been accepted or potentially the ones that were suspended from last semester. So at some point they know it's coming back, but they don't know when at this point. But little update for any of those that may not have seen that email or that message yet. It'll be interesting from a staffing perspective, though, especially going into the holidays and some of that stuff this year, because if they're not doing one in the fall, it makes you wonder how that's going to play out, especially if they start increasing capacity and other things of that sort. So something to mention at least.
Way to bring us down, buddy.
Sorry.
We can bring us up a little bit with the Cirque du Soleil. We thought it was, the bankruptcy, the restructuring, but it looks like Drawn Together is selling tickets right now.
Is it good news?
I think it was, I think it was
online.
December. Listen, I'm with you. I want to support them because the little preview that we saw of that show, wow, you don't want to miss that. So I'm hoping that they get it together for at least that show. I mean, I don't want Cirque du Soleil to go under, but I want to see that show.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely.
I'm really looking
and I feel like
forward to
that'll pull a lot of tickets for them as well compared to some of their other shows that travel and stuff like that right now. The venues just aren't feasible. That one is. So
Plus, there'll be only 26 of us in the theater,
it's true.
so it's going to be very intimate.
About 8 foot apart. One seat, skip 6.
Well,
It'll be a good show though.
so any other news? Anything else to share? I have something here, Jason, that's the little surprise for our guest.
Yeah, and John,
Yeah.
we're going to need your help with this one.
Oh boy.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to
Okay.
need your help with this one.
I'm in.
Carlos, do you have it? Can you cue it up there?
Can I roll it? Yes.
Okay.
Let the audience see.
The dog ate it.
It's
My brother's holding it for ransom.
aliens ransacked my room.
My printer's down.
You won't need excuses for losing your schoolwork with the Trapper Keeper because Trapper's special folders and pockets keep an amazing amount of work organized, secure, and right where you want it.
It's on the spaceship to Pluto.
The one and only Trapper, only from Meade.
Did you see the bouffant on my head?
Oh, that was you?
That was me, that bouffant. Let me tell you something big story
Pulled
about
that
that.
out of the internet.
The auditioning process, everything about that was so much more than what you just see there. It's amazing what they go through. It really is. And as I film that, Tom Hanks is filming The Money Pit in next door, inside. Yeah, I didn't get to meet him. I
One
just
of
saw
the
this.
Best movies ever. Funny
I just saw the
movie.
staircase. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So, okay, so here's the thing. We need a little help. This is where we need your help. We need your help figuring out what the date is of that advertisement. Can you recall when that aired?
Close
It's gotta
counts, but we
be-
need as close as possible.
Okay, I think it's late 80s.
Late 80s. Could you be more specific than
I
that?
think I was 19.
Okay.
Believe it or not, even though I'm playing probably
Vietnam?
a 16-year-old. So I think that was probably, it's got to be 89,
Okay.
88 or 80. It's got
That'll
to be 88 or 89.
We'll pick one.
Let's go with 88.
I'm gonna, you know.
And I'll tell you why later.
88. Let's say 1988 because that's that's.
If I'm being honest, I think it's 89.
Let's go with 88.
Okay, let's go with 88. Let's go with 88. It could very well be 88. I'm just totally guessing. Then I was 18. Could be.
Okay, so
If it's 89, it can still be 89. Okay.
You'll find out here in just a
Okay.
second.
So
This will all
with
make
that, so we're
sense.
gonna say, are we saying 1988? Are we saying 1988? Even though wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we know
but
it's actually
I might be able to even find out.
like in
I
like
could-
10
like,
seconds.
I would have to. No. I'd have to do a Google search. You know what? Go with 88. It's very possible that it was 88.
let's
Good
go
year.
with
Really
880.
good plan to me, based
You-
on
Red
you
Wine
understand.
Came out that year. Alphaville's, I think, Forever Young. Maybe.
And it
the
showed
same
for
year.
3 years. So
No, Alphaville Forever Young was around
early
86.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I know Red Wine was that year.
Yes.
do I have to sing now? Please.
No, not yet. That's a different segment. All right, Carlos.
Yes, so I think we already have everything we
year.
need. Yes, for our next segment, which is that's before and after. And I promise you guys, no sounds effect for this one. I
Oh
promise.
boy, thank goodness. So,
the
John,
short story on this one, John, is that originally they threw this on me and didn't tell me, and they used my age, the year I was born, as the segmented age. But I'll let Jason explain the rest here.
well, yeah, thank you. So here's the deal. We have established, we think, that 1988 was the year that the advertisement for the Trapper Keeper that you so wonderfully starred in first aired. And so we're going to use that as our anchor date for our segment, which is known as Before or After.
Okay.
So we're gonna run through a series of Disney-related events, and your job is to tell us within 10 seconds, because Colin's going to be keeping time, within 10 seconds, whether the said event happened before or after the Trapper Keeper ad.
All right.
At the same time, our wonderful friends who are watching and joining us live are
The
going
studio
to
audience.
are also going
Studios.
to submit their responses, and then at the end of 30 seconds, because there's a little time delay, you'll have an opportunity to change your answer if you so choose.
I don't think Lou should play though. I think he's like a historian, and he might get them all right, and then we have to copy him.
Well,
he should
be deliberately throwing you off too.
He already
he
mentioned
like
that
that.
your
Sorry,
commercial
I
was
can't- I can't see the
1963.
responses, so it's okay.
Okay, well, we'll read them to you. We'll
Okay,
read the
good.
best ones to you.
I want to
Okay,
know what Lou picks, because that's probably right.
So, Carlos,
If he
since
hung
I
around.
can't
Okay.
I'm going to need you to read the list, if you don't mind, the first one.
The
And
first
then,
one, yes.
Colin will keep time.
The first one, John, is Magic Journey, a 3D film that was showcased in the Disney
Before.
in the Disney
The trick
theme
place.
parks. Epcot Magic Kingdom, Disneyland Park to be exact, had its final run in Magic Kingdom. Was the start date for the final run in Magic Kingdom before or after the Trapper Keeper commercial aired?
Oh, the final run.
Yes.
I want the first run. Okay, final run, I'm going to say after.
So we have, is that your
7
final answer?
seconds. He
That
got
is
it.
my
He
final
put in
answer,
an
yeah.
in 7 seconds.
So he said, for officially, your final answer is?
After for final run.
So
No,
I
we
just have
have
to read this. So Stephanie Hendricks says, "My Trapper Keeper had a unicorn." I just thought that was interesting to add.
I needed to know that.
I know it's good. Terry Simpson Doherty says before. Valerie Slidell says before. Terry changed her mind. Now she says after. Lou of course says, "Oh, I know this one." Just showing off. Linda Raymond says after. Heather Demet says before. Kelby, am I saying that right?
Selby is a friend from
Selby.
Brazil.
Selby says after. Chris Shepard is also saying, Chris Shepard says after Collin was born. Okay.
I think the people that answered before thought like me and maybe thought the first run of it.
Maybe.
Maybe
So,
not.
do you want to keep your answer, or do you want to?
I do. I want to keep after. I may be wrong. I feel like it's after that.
Carlos.
So the year was 1987.
Oh, you brought ones that were close. Well, the Trapper Keeper showed in 86, so.
He's going to count that.
Okay, wow. Okay, it was very close. Okay, now, sorry.
You got to make it tough.
You're
you know
warmed
your
up.
Disney stuff too much.
I
You're all
know.
warmed up.
I don't know
Okay.
dates, but this is good. I like this. This is fun.
Okay.
Haunted Mansion opening. Oh, hold on. Let me think. Before.
So, Jason, do I go with the other ones or?
Oh yeah.
no?
Read the second one.
Okay, the second one is: did Delta Dreamflight, a classic omni-maneuver dark ride attraction in Tomorrowland showcasing the history of flight, open before or after the Trapper Keeper commercial aired?
I love
that-
my Trapper Keeper, by the way.
That feels so ancient to me, Delta Dreamflight. I remember If You Had Wings. I remember that. I have to think it's before.
We need an answer. That's 10
Before.
seconds.
I can't imagine. I'm talking through it. I say it's before.
Okay. Final
Now,
final answer is
audience
before.
participation here.
Let's see.
Final
Okay,
answer is
Mark Jones is saying before. Linda Raymond saying after. Michael
Linda.
Riley's before. Neil Metcalf is saying before. Joe Logan before. Ashley Brooke after. Oh, we got a lot of splits here. Now Michael Riley saying after. Mike Sizemore. Hey, Mike says before. Well, and Terry's saying
I
it's
just
a hard
caught a show transition, Jason, and it looks like this sparkle comes right out of my mouth and transitions the show. It's the most awesome thing I've caught, but it was a little scary because I was like, did I just spit like a Jungle Cruise elephant on everyone?
I don't think that should be allowed during this pandemic period. Like, you shouldn't be able to, like, kind of projectile anything from your mouth. If you're
Okay.
wearing your mask, did the effect even happen?
Yes.
So, would you like to keep your answer, or would you like to change your answer?
I'm still keeping the Delta Dreamflight. We're talking about opening, closing.
It was
This is opening.
open.
Make it
Opening. All right, I'm going with before.
Survey says.
No. So this it was 1989.
So it was after.
All right, have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Had fun. I really did. I had fun. It was 1989 that Delta Dreamflight opened.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, the kicker
Yeah.
on that one, I made these questions, so you can blame me. You had the other attraction before that by a different name. So you have to... It was when it changed sponsorships, and it changed just a little bit. So we
Don't
tricked
give him
you.
an out. Don't give him an out. Oh, that's
Forget if you had wings before.
it gets easier from here.
It actually does. I think it does. At least.
What's our next one, Carlos?
Let's see, if I get another one wrong, it's just bad.
Star Tours, a Hollywood Studios classic, debuted to the public nearly 2 years after it rolled out in set records at Disneyland Park. Did the Hollywood Studios debut occur before or after the Trapper Keeper commercial aired?
You're on the clock.
That's it. See, this one
After.
Wow, that was powerful.
Wow,
Okay.
that was aggressive. That was a good one. That sounded confident.
After is your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay.
All right, go to the
That's-
comments.
Let's go to
Well,
the.
it can't be my final answer if I can change it based
Well,
on
that's.
the
I mean, it's your final.
Final
It's like
first
semi.
answer.
My
It's like
final
semi-final
pre-
answer.
final pre-comment answer.
Is it your penultimate answer? Okay, Mike Sizemore says after. Hey, hello, Eric. Mike,
I think
Kim.
Mike should know.
Kim says after. Valerie says after. Ashley says after.
Okay.
Angela says after.
You're
Selby
in
says
good company
after.
here.
Kelly says after. Wow.
Yeah, I'm keeping
wow,
my
wow,
after.
Wow. You're gonna stick with after?
This is after hours, so yeah, after.
That's a good
Carlos?
rationale.
So, okay, so let's reveal it.
Happily ever after.
It was 1989.
barely after, which shocked me. When
I know
looked
you
this
really
up.
picked.
It's like,
You
wow.
picked ones that were like really close.
I don't know
gotta
why
make it fun.
Colin picked the really cuspy ones. Yeah, like you can understand why he was like
Well, they did it
1988
to me
sounds like a better year.
What goes around comes around. Sorry, it landed on you, John.
At least you figured you pick like 93s, 85s, and then I
Well,
have
these
to
last
guess.
two get a little easier, and I will give you that.
Oh, don't say that because then I'll get them wrong.
I don't think so. Let's
All right,
see.
Carlos, what's our
Kitchen Cabaret, an opening day attraction at Epcot Center, was a 13-minute audio animatronic show that became a nostalgic favorite of Disney enthusiasts. However, the attraction closed after years of entertainment in the park. Did it close its doors to guests before or after the Trapper Keeper commercial? Aaron.
This Trapper Keeper
fruit,
commercial
veggie,
is such an
veggie,
important
fruit,
date.
fruit. I know, right? This
All the
I'm
good
gonna,
stuff.
I'm going to say before.
Before.
Why does Colin look so happy when I said that? Like I'm wrong. I feel
Just
wrong now.
Trying to hide the face.
This is Regis Philbin reaction. That's what it is.
If this was
Colin,
NPR,
Regis
they're
Philbin was
trying to
disgusting.
help me.
So let's. So you said before.
I
And I
think
forgot
it
to
was-
run the timer on that one.
That's all right.
I answered quick enough.
You said before. Okay. Let's see what everybody else says. So Terry Cincinnati says after. Oh, Sarah Collins says after. Joe Logan says after. Mike Sizemore says
Don't
after.
read lose. Don't read lose.
Boy, Heather
Don't
says
lose.
after.
Yeah, no,
Michael
I meant to
says
say. I meant to
before.
say after. I meant to say it was after.
Stephanie says after. Oh,
Yeah, it was after. I know it was after, because I took my mom to see it with me, and it was. I was like, yeah, it was after.
final answer.
Fine. Oh, after.
So you changed, just for the record.
Need the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire noises. Doo-doo-doo.
So it
Just to make
the,
him shake in his shoes a little bit.
the year was 1994.
That's the
And it
same
was-
year Lou said.
The reason why I really changed was Colin's
That's why I
face.
was
When
like,
I
that's-
said
that's
before,
why I said don't read
hold
Lou's
on.
comments.
When I said before, this was Colin. Look, like I got him. He was so
I
happy.
got him again.
That's his. That's his. I didn't take a cookie. Look, that's his.
All right, so
Well,
far I'm
okay,
even.
since I didn't
If I
take
get
a
this next, if I get this next one right, I won the game.
This is the tiebreaker right here. That's
Yeah,
right. You
so-
can go home with nothing, or
I will say this one's actually kind of tough now that I reread it.
I thought you said they were easier. You said the last two were
No,
easier.
no, this one is
then I
tough.
kind of reverted back on the last one. I forgot I did that.
This one is
They say
tough.
that I'm
This
the
is-
cruel one.
This is dumb or hard.
Wait till
What?
we get to
This
what's
is
that
cruel.
Jason.
Carlos, can you read the final question?
Yes. The new Century Clock Shop was day one Walt Disney World shop on Main Street in 1971. The shop sold Elgin watches until its store closed, and the park's timepiece sponsor became Seiko. It has since changed to Citizen. Uptown Jewelers replaced the store. Did New Century Clock Shop close its doors before or after the Trapper Keeper commercial aired?
Wow.
That w-
You're welcome.
Did you even track that entire question? Because like there was so
I got
much
some of it.
detail in
Hey,
that
you want me to
question.
reread it here?
No, because you think I know when Citizen took over the Century Watch shop?
I didn't even know it was
Please.
a thing until this question
No.
was created.
Quick, I'm going to answer and
The
then
thing
I
is, I bet Lou
extra.
knows the answer to this.
You know why I think I actually bought a watch that I saw Lou buy there because it was so cool. A Mickey
Oh.
watch from that shop. Yeah, I saw it on Lou's wrist and he just had gotten it in there a couple of days ago and I ran in and I got it.
So your
So-
answer is
I'm gonna say after.
final answer? I mean penultimate.
You know, Colin looks happy again, so I don't know. I'm gonna
Maybe
say
I'm just a happy guy.
You're saying after.
I'm gonna say after, and then let's hear some of the comments.
Okay,
But
okay.
nobody could know this. This is not something you know.
Basically, all you have to know is when the New Century Clock Shop closed.
Exactly.
Mike Sizemore says
Nobody
before. Valerie
guarantee
says
you Lou knows.
after. Linda Raymond says before. Kim says after. Ashley says before. Selby says no idea. No
All right,
idea.
I'm gonna go with after.
Kelly says before. you've got. No, Selby's saying probably before.
Lou did know this, for the record.
Are you
It's in his
sticking with
comments.
your? Are you sticking with your?
Yeah,
After?
I'm sticking with after. Yeah.
Carlos.
So the year was 1986.
Oh,
That was a hard. I mean, that was the
That
hard.
is a hard one.
That was
But
the
it's
hardest.
mostly because nobody knows.
See now,
what
had
it
you
means.
asked me like when they changed the formula for the oatmeal raisin cookie, I would tell you, it was 6:15 p.m. on June 23rd. I mean, just you know, some things you know.
That was not one of them.
Guys,
Either of us.
Or when did they stop making Rice Krispie balls because it hurt their hands, and then they started it up again because people complained. I know some useless information.
oh my god.
If somebody has a picture of a Rice Krispie ball, please. Post
They're
it.
this big. You see them? They're this
Never in
big,
my
the Rice
life.
Krispies. Yeah.
How would you even approach that?
I want one.
Yeah.
Just all in?
And then, yeah,
My nose would hit.
Oh, I do it.
Couldn't
I make quick
angle it.
quick work of them. And if they're drizzled in chocolate, you have to approach it differently.
Oh yeah. Wait. So if it's chocolate covered, do you go into the chocolate first, or do you kind of come at that obliquely?
They're drizzled in chocolate, so you can no
like
matter
a-
where, like a drizzle all over.
The whole
You-
all around.
Yeah, but you
So
can
there's no
grab.
safe place to grab it and without it
Yeah,
melting.
like a guitar, you got to grab in between the strings. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's a
dexterity.
delicate process.
Not
I
my
give a
specialty.
class. I give a 2-week class on how to hold that thing.
It's like holding a brandy sniffer, right? Like.
They'd probably go good with some brandy and a Rice Krispie.
I've got the whole Rice Krispie in my hand. There should be
Well,
a song about that.
guys, Jason, again, now is the time.
Now is the best time.
Yeah, and I cut the whole thing that explains the top 5. This is our top 5. We're gonna pick up top 5 favorite things that we have, and the topic for this week it was pretty challenging for me. It's not something that it's not that I don't pay attention, but I usually don't do a list about that. But it was really funny, and the top 5 this week is top 5 Walt Disney World merchandise.
I
And
definitely had to think about this one. I mean,
Me too.
I didn't
The
have a
rules-
list like right offhand, but Jason apparently did.
We should explain the rules. The rules basically where there are no rules except for that it has to be some merchandise that was sold in Walt Disney World at some point. Right? That was the one rule. So I don't think it's that hard. Like, do people not walk through stores? Do you not like
Not as much
ever
as Jason.
long for anything? Like through the glass? You're like, if only I could have that. If only. No? Just me?
No.
Okay.
This is the man that had to go through every single store at Disneyland just to make sure he didn't miss anything.
oh
I
yes,
thought we weren't going to talk about that.
oh yes, and there was a obsession about men's clothing. It's where is that? He wanted to
Where
he
is all
wanted
the
to go a
men's
store that
clothing?
is only men's clothing. There's nothing on, no other products. No,
I'm sorry, not all of us are interested in heels like some people.
No, you need it. Oh no, I want just men's apparel. It doesn't need to be mixed with anything. Just like so.
I mean, because now I have to say my bit, because here's the thing. The thing that irritates me so much is that I feel like there's this grand conspiracy to squeeze the men's like merchandise sections, clothing sections, like down.
Wait. Jason, you want to squeeze men? What?
Well, that's a different show, John.
Oh, okay.
That's a different show. No, they wanted like I think it's just not enough, right? It keeps like now it's just like a rack
I agree.
in a store, right?
No, I agree.
So that
we
was
have
my
to
whole
give
thing.
Jason a hard time about it by default.
I mean, I'm not even the one that bought so much. Anyway, we will move on. Who wants to go first? That's
No,
what I
I
want
just
to know.
I just
Do
need
we-
to have to make the comment here. Jason misses the Wizard of Oz in Main Street in Disneyland. This is Lou.
The Wizard of Oz.
Is that even a place?
Yeah.
It should be.
Well, okay,
Save
so
that for the other show.
so the idea is that John, we're gonna go. Each one of us will give the number 5, and then 4. And but this we're gonna roll number 5, starting with you, then right after that, Collin. Okay.
All right. Does 5 have to be like your least favorite and get up to your favorite?
Ideally.
Could be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll go.
Make it a
I'll
round
go.
table is kind of how
Okay.
it ends up.
My number 5 is any Haunted Mansion Funko that Disney exclusively has.
That's good.
And like the one I really love is Leota. The Leota
that was
Funko.
the wink
seen that.
wink,
Oh, really?
too.
Yeah, that's and it glows in the dark if it's from
really?
Disney.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
you can still get them, I think, online. I think Shop Disney might have some, but yeah, I love all the Disney Funkos, but the Haunted Mansion ones, that's up there.
Oh, that's a
I have the
good start.
Gravedigger.
Yeah, I have.
I got
actually
him.
have that one right here.
That's awesome.
Well, it's great that I have such an exclusive one, apparently.
My other one is Axel Foley.
Collin.
Just the ones that live on the desk.
Collin, you're number 5.
All right, so this one's a lot of my list is stuff that I never got to see, just for the nature of that I never got to see it. I'm fascinated by the stuff that I never got to actually experience at Disney World, and that's just kind of a nostalgic thing for me because I love the history of the parks, and I feel like sometimes it pulls it on to a next generation. So my first one is anything from Old World Antiques. So I say that because it was such a unique shop, and it was actually real antiques. And at one point they said it cost $1 million to run, and they made about $100,000 a year, which is inevitably why it disappeared. But it was one of those things that was like, it was so much of the story element. It wasn't as much about the retail sales aspect of things. And to me, it's something I would have always wanted to see. It's something that was always unique and different that Disney had that nobody else would. And it always kind of brought back that Walt Disney influence that I always liked to see. And if I remember correctly, there was a Disneyland version that was called something different, but I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments on that one. I don't remember what it was called, but that would be mine. Anything from Old World Antiques.
You were like the oldest 23-year-old
Yes,
in the
I was about
history
to
of
say that.
humanity.
So many times.
Especially when like something from 1983 would be an antique to you.
That's true. It would be 13 years before I was born. So
I think it would be antique for a lot of people. But anyway, yeah, it's bravo, my friend. That was a good number 5.
Yes,
I mean, it was. I figured it would be something different that nobody else would bring to the table at least. So
It makes my number 5 kind of chintzy.
Well,
So-
your list is always worse than mine, Jason. The comments agree.
Ouch. Ouch. I'm not the cruel one. I think for the record, this shows. Okay,
Goes around.
my number 5. My number 5 is something from my childhood that I actually did own, and I will tell you the story about how my little brother, I think, hit my older brother in the head with it. But it was the guns, the flint and lock guns that you could buy, like the ones that were actually like real wood and metal and like weighed 16 pounds. That you could. They were the Pirates of the Caribbean themed.
Yeah.
Back
Flint
when
and lock
stuff was
guns that you
made
could-
well.
Yeah, and I think mine would have been purchased in like 1977, something like that. So, yeah, that's that. I don't know where it is now.
I was
I
saying,
don't know
a
where
$1
it-
billion
it may
question
be-
is, does your
I'm-
mom still have it?
It may be one of those 1,700 boxes that she has.
That you just
that we
unpacked.
just moved. So if it appears, I will post a picture of it. So that's my number 5.
Okay, my
Carlos?
number 5. And it's funny because Jason put me as the last one because he's still traumatized what happened 2 episodes ago just because I stole his number 1. So now I'm going to be forever the last one to come up with the list. No problem. He's still traumatized.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Don't
my
bring
number
that up
5.
again.
My number 5. Actually, I would say it is a T-shirt, but it has a nostalgic feel. And then we're going to Epcot, and we're talking about Sea-Base Alpha and the T-shirt. I used to have a T-shirt of Sea-Base Alpha. I love the logo for Sea-Base Alpha. And not only be the T-shirt, could be stickers or anything that you have that logo. For me, it is amazing. Actually, I've heard that there's some part of there's a hidden logo, a hidden Sea-Base Alpha logo that you still can find in the attraction during these days. Is what I've heard. I'm still trying to find it. I don't know.
Wow.
So I had heard that. I've never looked for it, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
but,
someone told me something like you have to go to the manatee area and try to look over there. I don't know.
Would make sense. Yeah.
Did you know that if you say Sea-Base Alpha backwards, it actually sounds like Bring Back Dreamfinder?
I will not try.
One of those interesting things.
I will not try.
He just wants one of us to try.
I will not try. John, you're number 4.
Okay, during this, I ran and got something to show my number 4 because you know that there's some book and some lady that says if things don't give you joy, throw them out. I don't know how much I believe that, but I do know that this mug gives me joy. I don't know why. Seriously, I mean, I can be feeling down and I look at it and I feel better. This is a big mug. It's a Christmas mug, but there's something about the artwork on it. Can you see the Mickey Mouse there?
Yeah.
And you'll see Donald, and you'll see Goofy. There's just something about this. The size of it is great because it's big. You could put cereal in here. There's just something about seeing Mickey in that. I don't know. I just like it.
Something about
this
the
mug.
holidays at Disney too. It's just
Yes.
special. It's different. That's awesome.
And this was there for 2 Christmas years. That is a very
That's a
happy
short
thing.
time at Disney too.
And if you hear a crack now as I'm putting it down, you'll
He's
know.
going to cry.
I
would not blame him.
I bought 2 of them just in case.
Good plan.
Do you keep one up on a very high shelf?
No, I should though.
You should. Yeah. You
I
should.
keep
on a
one
very
out.
low shelf.
Out
One-
all year. I keep one out by the coffee pot all year though, which is weird.
Why? Do you use it?
I don't. No, I just.
then that is
'cause
weird.
I use
Yeah,
it
yeah,
around,
we-
it is. I use it around Christmas, but you know.
See, this is why we call Jason the mean one.
Yeah.
It is. If it's there, use
I
it.
think
Like
it's-
I don't understand.
No, I think it's weird.
So
I just
much
like
fun. Like you should try it out sometime.
Colin.
Yeah, the coffee may taste better.
The hot cocoa tastes better from it.
See,
Good plan.
Yeah, they sing to me, they talk to me, they give me conversation.
it's a special mug.
It comes to life.
It's a magical mug.
Colin, you're number 4.
All right. So number 4 is actually something they might still sell if they've not completely sold out of the run of them. I'm gonna butcher this name, but I think it's old Chef Ski Emporium, the little miniature diorama type things that they sell at the Art of Disney stores.
So old.
They're little and they light up, and I love them. And they sold one that was the Emporium for a while, and it was the coolest one of the group, in my opinion, because it lit up like the lights of the Emporium lit up on the side. I am completely living up to my old soul reputation right now.
You were like, when you said that you loved them, I heard that elf, and he was like, and I love you, I love you, I love you. Like that's exactly what I heard in my mind.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like every time I'm there, I can't find one, and they're really expensive, so I put it on the list. It's just, I don't know. I've always liked it.
Jason, I love that.
I can't. I mean, how do I top
What, no
that?
more hate comments?
Diorama.
No,
I love you. I love you. I love you.
And this, see, he's the main one. I hope
I'm gonna
somebody in
go-
the comments has a whole collection of those, and they don't like Jason anymore.
It's just like we're learning so much about each other. Like Colin's onto these antique diorama things that he's gonna put on this shelf, and John is like gonna have this gorgeous mug that he's just not gonna drink out of. And me, I'm like, I have a gun, and the next thing on my
Doesn't
list,
function. Let's add.
my number 4. Oh no, it worked. If you put those little like remember those little square the little caps. Like it was like
things on them, yeah.
it was
Yeah,
like a piece
yeah,
of paper
I-
with
I
little,
had-
like a
I had
circle
one
of
of them,
gunpowder
yeah.
in the middle of it. Yeah, and you would like that was the best. The hard part was getting it to stick, right? You had to you had to like lick it and then stick
It's
it.
not recommended kids to lick.
And you could hurt
gunpowder.
your finger. You could hurt your finger in it. It was so
Oh, you
strong.
would. You will hurt your finger, yeah. But my number 4. But I'm not here to talk to you about my finger. I'm here to talk to you about number 4. And number 4 is the real deal coonskin caps.
Oh, David Crockett.
That you could buy in Frontierland. You could buy them in Fort Wilderness. Oh my gosh, I love that thing. After about 22 years, it does start to take on an odor. I'll tell you that. And
Please describe that for us.
But they were they were like legit, like animal skin caps. So for those of you who are turned off by that thing, it doesn't happen anymore. They don't make them like that anymore. But that was I love those things. I don't know whether the one we purchased when I was a kid was in front. It was probably in Fort Wilderness. Probably in Fort Wilderness because that's where we were staying. Anyway. Guns and coonskin cap. How am I, Colin? How am I the guy? Like you're like the dude from Kentucky. Like you're like how am I the guy?
The sad thing is I own one. I don't wear it, but I do own one. That's a Tennessee thing. Thank you very much.
Carlos, what is your number 4?
And I was a little bit worried that you could steal that one, my friend, because but no. So it's actually. Any mask that you could find in that wall of the House of Magic shop in Main Street, USA.
In the back.
Yes. Anyone? Well, those masks were amazing. There were several different things there, but I will not go. For me, were the masks. I were crazy about the mask, and actually. The first time I visit Disney World, I came with one that I think still back in Brazil, that is still there. I hope it is a vintage thing, but it is what I really love. Any mask from the back wall in House of Magic in Main Street, USA.
That's a good one.
Nice.
That's a good one. John, you're up, man.
Okay, so this one is a little funny because I saw it when Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was first opened, and I thought that's like a little kid's toy. And it is. It's a little kid's toy. I didn't need that. And I kept going back to it until finally I turned it on. I was like, oh, I need that. At the time, iTunes did not have the song. So they sell this little tornado that actually becomes a tornado.
Oh.
You see it? It spins around. But wait,
Ooh,
it gets
cool.
better. Wait, listen. You see the front of it? Listen. I don't know if they sing, but it's the whole tune of the ride.
That's cool.
What? And it turns all different colors and everything.
It's
And
a creative
and wait,
product, too.
I don't want to bring the room down, but the next day there were like horrible tornadoes that killed people in parts of the United States. And I was like, Disney's going to remove it from the shelf immediately.
Let's hope not.
I thought you were going to say, and I'm pretty sure I was responsible.
They're like,
He's
look,
sitting there in
have
his
fun
office.
with the tornado.
It's like it's the very opposite of like anytime a bell rings, an angel earns its wings kind of thing. Like it's the exact opposite of that.
There was a tornado in Arkansas somewhere about 30 seconds ago.
Oh, God, please don't let that be true.
See?
Okay.
Colin.
Well, Disney made tornadoes fun, and they make music.
There you go.
See?
That's a fantastic
That's a
scene,
cool
though.
idea, too.
Colin.
Please rescue
Okay,
us.
now Jason's gonna make fun of me again. I need you to just scrap the rest of my list.
I won't. I promise I won't.
So, I've not seen one of the. Well, I'll preface it with I think I've seen them, but I'm not positive. So the way it plays out at the World Showcase years ago, I believe it was in the Germany pavilion. Somebody please correct me on that if I'm wrong. They sold in the little shops that sell like the trinkets and stuff, that the little glass figurines and stuff like that. I forget what it's called today in the Germany pavilion. It's on the left, right past the caramel place. And they used to sell these little trains, Like they were little pewter train sets, and they matched the World Showcase. He's gonna make fun of me. They used to match different pavilions of the World Showcase, which I always thought was cool. You can find them on eBay, but they're very expensive, and you really can't. Disney did away with them. I know when they're in the parks, they weren't that high, but now where you can't get them anymore, they're pretty high. But I don't know. I always found them fascinating. Something weird. Something nostalgic.
That sounds pretty cool.
No, it's cool. It's pretty cool.
They're neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the perfect little thing to like have on a desk or something. They don't
Yep.
take up space. They're just kind of unique. I don't know. I kind of like vaguely remember them from like very early, like I guess late 90s, and like when I was like 3 or 4, like first trips, I can only imagine like seeing it on the shelf. Like I don't have like a vivid memory of it or something, but it's just one of those things that kind of stuck with me. So that's number 3.
Good. Jason, you're number 3.
I'm not going to make fun because I don't want anybody to make fun of my next one.
Okay. No problem.
Oh, it's coming.
Probably it's from Mexico.
Embarrassing.
Probably
So
is from
I'm
Mexico.
being vulnerable. I'm being vulnerable here, so
Okay.
be gentle. My number 3 is not it's not something you would actually purchase, although these days you probably would. But it's something you got when you purchased something. We're gonna head to Epcot, and it's one of those. It's like the classic vintage 1980s style reusable shopping bag that like had the plastic handles that snapped together. You remember, like they made that sound when they snap. You, Colin, you don't remember, but no, you don't remember
you made
these
fun
things?
of me.
They're like these giant shopping bags. They sit. I like them a lot. I wish I had one. Still, I don't, because I would use it as my reusable bag.
The barge, you never
Because
bought
I would
one
use
of
it
those.
I would use it as. You know who has one? I bet you Terry Cincinnati has one. I bet you she has one.
Is it
Probably
like
has
the
a
Star
picture.
Wars ones that you can purchase when you shop in the Star Wars land, Galaxy's Edge?
I don't think so. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Are they like Publix? I don't know if you don't know Publix.
I know
Are they
Publix.
like? Oh, okay. Do they? Are
I
they
don't
like
go
the
I know.
reusable bags?
I don't think
That
so.
type of thing?
No. I'll find a. I'll find a picture and post.
Please.
Yes.
They're probably like made with lead paint or something. I don't know.
There's no telling.
Yeah.
All that's changed over the years.
Chris,
There
Still
were-
nostalgic.
Chris make a
Anyway.
good commenting. Things I learned from Today Live Show. Colin needs to work his poker face, and Jason likes shopping bags.
And koalas. I like
And
koalas too.
koalas too.
But
Okay.
that's a different subject.
Where did that even come from?
My number 3 is also a little bit nostalgic, but it's nostalgic it's not that I want it back, but I think just for the rarity of that is any merchandise from Walt Disney World's 25th anniversary, particularly anything that you have the K Castle. I think that's special. It's not that I love.
Hold on. I'm noticing that Carlos is very vague in this segment. Any mask that's on the wall in the magic shop, any 25th anniversary merchandise that happens to be, whatever the wind blows in.
That's the point. Everybody will love.
He really goes out on a limb, doesn't he?
Things up off his shelves to show off, and you're like anything that came out in the year 1995.
Everybody will love. That's the point, John. You got
I'm
it.
afraid Jason will make fun of him.
Your next one better be a specific
It
item.
will be. I swear to God, it's pretty specific. The next 2 ones are pretty specific. Don't worry. Great. John, you're number 3? No, number 2.
I'm going to apologize here. There are fireworks being shot out up the block from me. So if you hear explosions, I'm not being invaded. It's just
I
the
just thought you
fireworks
drank
up
a
the
lot
block.
of soda. Okay, good.
So, John, number 2.
Okay, I'm going with the hat. I like Haunted Mansion. I'm going with the Hatbox Ghost, and this was a Trader Sam.
Yes, when everybody lost their
Tiki
mind about these.
Yeah, because he's got the face, nothing in the box, the hat box. But then I do have the other one. I just didn't grab it, where there's no face, but there's the head in the box. So and that one you can only get from California. So you had to have a friend pick it up for you, or it would cost you $600 to take a flight
I would have
So-
picked you if you had just told me. I would have picked it up for you.
You know what?
He's there
Next
a
time,
lot.
Jason, you better. I'm gonna ring your phone and see if you answer this time.
Okay. I may answer.
Okay. So that's my number 2. My number 1 is Haunted Mansion also, but we'll get to that.
That was the one that they had like a 4-hour line for the first day, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So my number 2.
No, it's
Or no,
Colin.
it's Colin's turn. Is it Colin's turn?
Yes.
Colin's
It
turn.
is Colin's.
Is it? Okay.
Let me guess.
He may have
I
a
wanna
problem
see-
with number 2 with all the explosions going on. I
Yes,
don't know.
he's-
It's true. It's possible.
Probably they're invading.
So this one's actually it's kind of a fun story. So when we were kids growing up, my dad always wanted one of the Mad Hatter hats that Disney sold back in like the late 90s, like the original ones, like the big green ones that were really standard before they changed it and put hair on it and did all kinds of weird stuff with it when the new movie came out. And you can't find them anywhere anymore. And he talked himself out of buying one like 5 or 6 times year after year because they were around for a while. And then they just disappeared one year. And it was the year he wanted to buy one, of course, because he always wanted to buy one. But he's never been able to find one since. You can't find them on eBay. You can't find them anywhere. And he's just kind of a goober at heart like the rest of us. He's a giant kid. But he's always wanted one to like wear back to the parks for like special occasions, a Halloween party, Christmas party, or just something that's different and fun. And you can't find them anymore. So that one's always high on my list because it ties back to a good family story and something that it's always been a running joke in our house that every time he wants to buy something at Disney, I was like, you might as well buy it because it's going to disappear because everything else you want to disappear. So it worked out, but kind of a fun one to put on the list that had a little story to it.
That was a good one.
This is a really good one.
For the record, I just want to point out, there's a lot of love for the Epcot shopping bag.
Yes,
in the
there are.
comments. There's a lot.
I'm shocked people know what that is. Like, I
Beatrice
can't
Dennis
even
is like,
picture
I
that.
remember. She doesn't only remember. She remembers the snapping sound, the distinct snapping sound.
year was this?
Zach Brown
Just-
says
if
he
you had to
believes his
guess.
mom still has hers from Epcot Center. And Zach, we need to talk if that's the case. Yeah, like Linda Raymond says those bags were the best. I'm just saying.
What
I'm
year,
not that-
if you had to guess, what year were those?
Well,
was this like
Before or
86 is when-
after?
yeah, before or
The-
after
before,
Colin was
the Trapper.
born?
It was 86. It was 86 is when I remember them. But I'm sure it spanned, all the years that you would consider antiques. So these are like antique bags. Yeah. My what are we up to? Number 2. So here's the deal. I was going to say, my number 2, as written down, was anything from the House of Magic, but because Carlos already talked about the House of Magic, and because I'm afraid now to say anything from anywhere, I'm going to get very specific, and I'm going to actually thank my buddy Colin for reminding me that I didn't have this on the list.
So this is his go with me here.
No, it's not a well. It's like a yeah, maybe. All right, so
I was shocked this didn't make his list. I will say that.
well, I explained
Blown
because
away.
I tried. I sometimes I wake up crying at night because I think about this, and I think about how I don't have it and how I could have bought it when it was only $10,000. And I'm talking about the signed picture, like the Star Wars equivalent of the Fab Five picture in Tatooine Traders that sits menacingly behind the cashier there, just kind of looking down at me. And every time, and this is going to sound terrible, but it's true, like every time someone passes away, the cost goes up.
Substantially, we might
Yeah.
add.
That's why I'm like I gotta get it. And then Peter Mayhew, I'm like, oh God, Peter Mayhew. Anyway, that's
He
that's
makes
my
a
number.
point to go in that shop and drool over it about every time he's in
I
Hollywood.
do, and I ask them, don't I ask them because the price isn't on it anymore.
No,
I just
yeah,
picture
he
him
has to ask.
finally going to buy it, and he's ready to give the money. And he goes, "Oh wait!" And Jason goes, "Harrison Ford just dropped dead, didn't he?"
It's $40,000 now.
Don't say these things. You already caused a tornado. Don't say these things. So, but Colin, I think you were with me the last time I was there, and I went to the cashier and I said, "So how much is this now?
He's leaning over the cashier's counter, trying to get closer to it. To see.
Sorry, get your hands back. And he says, what was it, like 21,000 or something like that? 20. It's basically almost as expensive as a R2D2, like the life size, the actual R2D2 that you can buy, which is also something that should have been on my list now that I think about it. So let's add that too. But then I went on to say, and this is where I think it scared Collin for a second. I said, can I get a pass holder discount on that?
They promptly said no.
No, you didn't know. I'm sorry. No, I was like, well,
like, is
there you
Jason
go.
really going to forego?
It's a lot of points, Collin.
I know
it's a
you're
lot
right,
of points.
She's not going to be happy with you.
I am surprised they wouldn't do it. That would still a great profit for them.
Right?
Oh, it has to be, especially because it's increased over the years. I mean, didn't it start at like 10 or 11?
It's like 9, I think. 9,700.
It's gone up exponentially. Like,
not that I've been paying
literally
attention.
double. Yeah. So what's your real number 2?
Oh, my real number 2 was anything from the House of Magic, but I'm not allowed to say that. But thanks for bringing that back up.
All right.
My number 2, and I'm going to be pretty specific because it's something that I miss, and it's a specific product, and I already receiving a lot of hate and people bullying me. Let's just say that my number 2 is the sweat.
This is not a safe space.
Yes, no. and I already have the whole history of the plant and everything, but let's move with the number 2. It is the sweat jacket. There was a sag jacket, sweat jacket, similar to the one that from Back to the Future, okay. But it was the one with the spaceship Earth in the 2000 logo in the chest, and I used to have that one, and that is one of the specific products, the merchandise that I never forget also. And that's specific. John.
That is specific.
Now I got
thought when you said Back to the Future, we were going to Universal Studios, though.
We won't let that happen.
But this is a sweat college, high school, I don't know, it's a jacket. I had it for years.
Okay, so my last one, my number 1. Did you see the spirit jars from the Haunted Mansion that they were selling?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
and they went on sale for a short amount of time.
They're still on sale, not all of them. So like I think they were $59.95, and it's a jar, and it lights really up, and it plays the Haunted Mansion, and there's a spirit in it, and there's a really nice little locket that hangs off the end of it. There's like 9 of them. 6 of them were on sale. I think they're still available for $20 or $21 on the Shop Disney. Apparently nobody bought them for $59.
Yeah, so then I remember walking in the Emporium and they were on sale on display on like an end cap, and I couldn't figure out how to fly one home.
I had to complete my collection through eBay, which I probably wound up spending the amount I would have spent if I would have just bought them all when they were out for $59. But it's a good thing. I think Linda Raymond may have gotten one of them for me.
That's nice.
She might have helped me complete that collection.
That's very nice.
But I love them. Sometimes I try to hit all the buttons at once and see what of all 9 of them.
If you could just make a video of that would be great.
Yes.
And then when it comes alive, when you hit the last one, that's video gold.
It's like The Price is Right. If you ever see the one where they have to hit all the things, then run back and pull the
lever.
My favorite is the little dude that climbs the mountain, the little yodel.
Yodelay.
That's the one. Has nothing to do with anything we're talking about.
We should add that into the show. We need to find a way to do that. Just have it climb up the screen.
Oh, that's what we need is Carlos to have yet another sound effect.
Another sound
effect. Yes, I'll find that one.
The Goofy sound effect's pretty close to that, actually. Right?
There it is.
You're welcome.
Collin.
All right. So if this one's kind of already been taken, but I'm going a different route with it. I'm being more specific than Carlos or Jason were. And it is something from the House of Magic, which I never got to see, at least not the Disney World version. And I think Lou has one of these. I've never seen one in person. And it's the Haunted Mansion puzzle box they sold for quite a few years. You can find them on eBay, but they're very, very expensive if they're in any kind of decent condition. Like you're talking $400 or $500 for some of them if you can find them around. And I guarantee you they did not cost that in the 80s.
Describe this for me. Haunted Mansion puzzle box. What is it?
So it was like a Chinese puzzle box, and it had a picture of the Haunted Mansion across the top of it. If you moved certain panels certain ways, it would open up and you could put stuff in it. And it was just like a simple, like almost like gimmick type thing. And I've only seen a few of them. I've never seen one in person to actually handle it and see what they actually do. But they're really, really neat. I always thought it'd be something fun to have like for a shelf or just something to just have, or if you wanted to stick something in it, you didn't want to get lost or just wanted to have the nostalgia factor.
$500 on eBay.
Exactly. And there are very few to be found that don't look like they've been run over.
We need to find out if Lou really has one and take a look at it, or at least let him make a video. I want to see
a picture of it or something.
Or maybe sell it. He does purges every now and then.
On Sunday. That's right. This Sunday, maybe that will show up on the list.
Lou, if you want to sell
it's probably Collin says it's worth like $50 at least.
Yeah, 25 max.
I would buy it just so Collin could.
Yes,
I would
buy it. I know he would.
I would build a shelf, and it would be right here, and it would sit here and just haunt Collin
just on the back
forever.
I know where you live, Jason.
Jason.
So to my number one is actually it's very simple, but this is something that actually does haunt me, and I do search eBay, I'd say at least once a month, just to see if it turns up.
Try Lou's garage.
I know he probably does have this, and now he's going to use it against me.
Totally.
This would have been, I think it was the year of the first 24-hour, the sort of leap day 24-hour thing, which I think was like 2012-ish maybe. And I happened to be in Epcot. Of course, I happened to be at the Mitsukashi store because it's Japan Pavilion. Surprise, right? And in the store,
Jason lives there about 3/4 of his life.
I think there's only one person who's there more than I am, and his name rhymes with Longello. And so I'm in the store, and they had this bento box that was like, it looked like a monorail. It was like a monorail bento box. And I'm like, I need to have that. But I decided not to buy it because I didn't want to like carry it around with me, right?
Oh, rookie mistake.
I know. So then I don't get back. So I don't get it then, and I have a trip back that same year. So I figure, okay, now I'm going to buy it because I did regret not getting it, and it was not there, and it's never been there, ever again, as far as I know. And I do trust me.
I just checked
time.
eBay. I don't see it.
Every single time I go through the Japan Pavilion, I end up looking for this thing every single time. And I do check eBay, and it can't be found. And if somebody out there knows what I'm talking about and happens to know how I can get one, send me a message. Let me know, because I would love to. They were so cool. And,
I'm surprised that it's not on eBay. Usually it's there every time.
I'm telling you, it's like that mystery. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like the fortune teller in Big. That's what it's like. It's like I have to like hunt it down. I have to go to some carnival somewhere in the other.
Get another ticket out of it.
Yes, exactly.
And for some reason, you have to dance on a piano in the middle.
I've done that. I'm not too proud.
I can't go anymore. They closed it.
I know. Yeah. So that's my number one. That's my number one, the monorail.
Well, apparently, Lou does have one of the Haunted Mansion puzzle boxes. Somebody said in the comments that they've shared it. Apparently, it's his holy grail item, in his collection, because you can't find them anywhere.
And
well,
Caleb,
we can go to Lou's house and get it.
I know. I thought of Caleb.
I'm like a ninja.
Slides through the window.
Okay, buddies. So it's my number one, and I'm going to be pretty specific. It is, and probably I could do the whole list just with this number one, and for me is enough. It was a vinyl, the Main Street Electrical Parade picture vinyl. You you used to find that during early 80s. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful. And then after that, they used to you used to find that the Main Street Electrical Parade theme in the big vinyl with the other songs, but no, I'm talking about the picture one, the picture of vinyl, 81, 82, 83. You still can find that, and I remember that I bought that one. Also,
you have it? You still have it?
I still have it, and I also have the other vinyl that I bought along with that, which was for the new Mickey Mouse Club. I'm not talking about the one with Christina and the recent one. I'm talking about the one that was the late 70s ones, and I have also that.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I've never seen one of those. As much of the Disney nostalgia person that I am, I've never
like
seen
an LP in general, or like this particular one. They used to have these things called turntables. And you had this long arm and had a needle on the end of it, and you put it down.
They've made a comeback.
You may have heard of the phonograph.
He's so mean.
It's a good one. No, I think my mother probably has in one of her boxes too. So we'll see if that's there.
I still have, but it's in Brazil. But I still have that one.
That's a good one.
Yes,
good.
It is a good one. Yeah.
I think that was a good list. I mean, we learned a little bit about each other, a little more than we wanted to know, maybe.
I do want to see that plastic Epcot shopping bag now.
Someone will have a picture. Someone will
I've got to
definitely
ask
have
John
a
a
picture.
question.
And
the giant Mickey behind you. What's the story behind that?
That golden one.
Yeah.
Was eBay when the Disney stores were refurbishing in the 80s. I would go on eBay and they would sell some of their figures. That was $450. And I didn't, until I visited Club 33 once as a visitor, I didn't know. I thought they spelt Mouseketeer wrong on it. And it's a Mousker. It's one of those Mousker awards. So it's a big, heavy thing.
That's
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank
I had
you.
to ask. I mean, since we were talking about this subject, I had to ask.
That's cool.
That's really.
It was a pretty nice segment and many surprises. We got to learn that Jason wakes up crying and screaming every single night because of that picture. But let's see. And Jason, from what I see in the comments, people are trying to find you to find your monorail banner box.
Yeah, I'm gonna look
fantastic.
too. If I find it, I'll pick it up, Jason. It can't be that crazy, I would think. But I'm surprised it's not on eBay somewhere. Maybe we're calling it something wrong.
Do you guys hear that?
And I hear, yes, I'm hearing something.
I hear it too.
Yeah, and it's,
John, do you hear that?
and it's
I think I hear something.
What's that
Not sure.
sound?
and it's a little
every week.
faint sound. Yeah, so yes, what's that sound? The favorite part, usually the favorite part
By
of the show.
far the
By
favorite,
far,
yeah.
Because
yes.
it's the last.
Because I know it's almost over.
Oh, this is the part where it's almost over. It's the best part. It's like,
Jace, want to explain how it works? Well, everybody knows, but let's explain to John.
everyone but John. So John, and so because he doesn't know that he hasn't been privy to the sounds, this will be fun because we'll put him on the spot too. So what we will do, we're going to play a clip, a very, very brief clip of a sound that you would hear from a Disney space, Disney park, Disney resort, so forth. And your job, and everyone's job, is to try to guess what that sound is. It's pretty simple.
Yes,
I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty simple. Not hard at all.
No,
Carlos.
and
Do you guys all know these sounds?
Yes.
we know.
Aw.
We know.
Why can't we keep Colin out of it so we can play?
I like the way you think, John. I like the way you think.
But you
Always
know,
ends up being me.
today for the sounds today, Jason was. It is amazing how Jason curates the whole segment, and he takes really care the part of the clip that you take the sound and how it reviews today was amazing. Jason, congratulations before. Even I don't know if you're gonna finally stump the audience, but it is the selection is amazing. So let's start with number one.
We shouldn't celebrate too soon. I feel like that's
no, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's not. It's not that it's only difficult, but if you pay attention, the way that you took the clips were great. So
people got it a little too fast last week. Let's be
Yes.
honest, and so we did have to toughen this up a bit. So the first one, this is. I don't want to give any hints. I'll wait. We'll see if it trips anybody up, and if needed.
Can I answer the way Carlos answered some of the questions? Like that's from the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, you can narrow it down. We'll let you narrow it down. You can, yeah.
So the first sound in 1, 2, and 3.
That's it, man.
You got to play that again.
Yes.
It broke up for me.
It broke up for you. So let's play it again.
You might have made it too hard because I'm not even clicking.
Oh, it's not too
into
hard
anything.
because I guarantee you. Like,
is the chat? Or give me. Can I pick
really
one
good at
person from the chat room?
Well, they'll just start. They're going to just start calling places out. Which
Okay,
is fine.
let's. Did anybody start calling out anything?
Well, yeah,
yet?
Terry Simpson Doherty has already said the Poly Lobby. We have. Let's see. It's a slow go. This might be a tough one tonight.
They're on a delay. So
Valerie.
just
So
out
Valerie,
here.
that's true. Valerie says luau. So you have
Another
Terry
vote
saying Poly
Polynesian.
Lobby. You have Zach. Now Zach is like a ringer. So you got to be careful with this guy. Like he says Polynesian. Kelly says luau. Sarah Goff,
Okay, but
also a
isn't
ringer.
that very vague to say Polynesian? Or
It
that's,
is.
It's too
It is.
Carlos.
I think
Too
it's- I think it's
Carlos.
too vague.
Okay,
I think it's
it
too
does
vague.
sound Polynesian-y to me. It could also be
does.
Adventureland.
I think you would not be wrong to say this is from the Polynesian, but you wouldn't be precise enough. So let's hear it one more time.
Okay. Okay.
There's a little hint.
There.
Well, I haven't done the dinner party in a long time. So I
Michael
don't
says
know
it's a
if
Bug's Life.
So, outside Trader Sam's.
Well, that's funny because Caleb also
just
said
said that.
Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, which is not correct, by the way.
Okay.
But
yeah. No.
We got to vote for Hubgrass, one that's mentioning Test Track. I don't know if this is helpful or not, John.
well, unless they've moved the test track to the Polynesian Resort, probably not test track. One more time. How about one more time?
Oh, I'm going to go with Tambu Lounge.
Tambo Lounge.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done the dinner show, so if it's from the luau, I would not know that. But it sounds like a Tambu Lounge. It sounds like some performer is playing something somewhere. I don't know if it's from their soundtrack.
So Kelly Williams Bagby is she's narrowing it down for you. She says, "I hear a bird."
Oh, I did not hear a bird. Let me hear
Maybe we
that
should
again.
Let's hear it again.
Yeah, I hear no bird, just so you know. I don't know if it's the way I'm getting the audio, but all I hear is from a person, and then I hear a bing, bing, bing of a bell. No bird. But the bird used to be in the lobby when I checked in.
You have to separate the sounds from the voices, John. You have to separate. the sound. So okay.
So then it would be the lobby birds?
So Valerie's getting close. She says sitting outside the pool area. It's not really that, but it's.
What
getting
about
closer.
Michael's comment?
And I see. Michael said it's the beach overlooking the lagoon. So it's Michael. You're
Jason's
not
getting specific tonight.
well, yeah, because this is a special place, and so it's not the beach. It's not the beach, but it may be overlooking. It may be overlooking.
Oh, the
lagoon.
hill, the hill. I forgot the name of that special hill. Point, something point, Luau Point, Luau Cove, Luau Point, Horizons Point, Tropical
fun.
Point.
It was great.
I forgot the name of the point there.
Someone will know. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I like the point. It was only just called that. I like the point. They used to get married up there, people.
They did. People did.
I had a
yes.
big palmetto bug in the middle of the night crawl on me.
And
I
Chris
was
Shepard
on
says,
the
is
fence.
it in one of Jason's videos? And Chris Shepard, yes, it is in one of the Here with the Magic videos. Thank you very much for the plug. So, no, it's not the Oasis pool, Kim. It's Don Nicholson. Yes, Don Nicholson.
Don got
Sunset Point. Yeah, and Zach Brown came in
Sunset
with
Point.
Sunset
Yes,
Point.
okay.
Also, absolutely is Sunset Point, which I don't think, bless you, I don't think they call it that anymore, because now it's like Bungalow Point. And that doesn't just roll off the tongue. It's not nearly as romantic. But that's it. Yeah, that's the spot. And there is a video.
So,
There's a video.
so let's
cool.
reveal it.
Let's hear the reveal. Still going. Okay. All right. Let's how about the next one? Let's do the second one.
It's nice that you made these accessible to everyone.
So in 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that does sound familiar to me, though.
He does have a clue on this one.
I don't know. No, I don't have a clue. But I gotta hear it again. Do it again. I need it again.
Moment.
I was there for this one, wasn't I, Jason?
Yeah, it's
I don't
so
even remember.
muffled. For me, it's so muffled because I'm hearing it through Carlos's speakers. I feel test track from it.
Wait, yeah, do it one more time, Carlos. I want to make sure you're playing the right one too.
I'm playing the right one.
Okay. It is the right one. If you turn it down just a hair, it might be a little easier for people. There it is. Yeah, there it is.
There's something in the background, but I can't hear it because I'm
There's
hearing
some-
the yeah.
There's something in the
There is
background.
something in the background. Okay, I feel
Oh,
test.
Chris Shepard. Goodness.
He got it?
gracious. Well, he didn't get it, but he got part. So Chris Shepard hears a shooting gallery.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Don Nicholson says Big Thunder Mountain. Sarah Goff says Frontierland. I think, and Michael Goldtrap says definitely Frontierland. See what I'm saying? These guys.
That's
are
good because I
amazing.
still would have went with test track, but
Let's hear the reveal, Carlos. John's he's incredulous. It's like their little
Honestly,
ricocheting
if I
of the.
didn't know, I wouldn't have known that one either. That's the one
I
I
thought you were
struggled
gonna
with.
give me like bye-bye, and I'd be like, yeah, I know. Like, little songs, you know.
No,
Little
that's
ditties.
good job,
Thanks,
everybody. I'm so
Flounder.
proud of you guys. I'm so proud of everybody. Oh, so good. Good
So,
job.
yeah,
we
whoever-
tried
whoever-
simple ones the first week like that, and they got it instantly. So we had to step
Whoever
up our
got
game.
the shooting gallery, that's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, that was who was that? The first. Oh, I mean, several people said it. I think Chris Shepard was the first one I read said the shooting gallery, but yeah, Chris, good ears, man. His ears are as good as his magic.
Do we have more?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
got
have
one
the
more.
third one, and this one is difficult. This one is the real difficult one.
If this one is difficult, I'm going to call it a night now. I had a really good time. I hope I'm invited back.
Look, this one. 1, 2, and 3.
It's just mean. This one's mean. I don't like.
It sounds like an earthquake. I don't. Can you lower it and play it, and so I can see if I can hear anything? I only hear.
Let,
Turn it down a notch. It just turned it down a notch. No,
okay,
play-
let me
play.
see.
It's still very loud. It's still very loud. It's like just a smidge more. You turned you down. You didn't turn the sound. You have to turn like your sound effects down.
It got louder.
You know, they are hearing fine. That's the
Are they?
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
yes. Because it is because of the setup here. I know what is going on.
Okay. It is. That's Tower of Terror. I mean, when you fall. That's all I know.
Screaming.
No, that would be
It's the lightning.
that would be Carlos and Colin screaming.
Yeah, what I hear is total just jumble.
It's a little hard for me too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
So so this one's and it was hard to begin with, even when the sound wasn't jumbled.
Did anybody get it in the chat room?
Oh no, not yet. I don't think anyone's gonna get it because it's I mean, Terry since already saying Galaxy's Edge. Heather says it might as well be Rocket Rods.
Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin.
Dude, it's about as far from Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin as you're going to get. Honestly. And when I tell you, you're just not you're just
I have
gonna
last
Probably not going to help.
you're just gonna
Can we
say
give
no.
me last week's?
Carlos, let's see if we can do it one more time and like
One
I
more
don't know,
time.
maybe like
Just
There's nothing discernible in that
Yeah,
audio
there's
file.
a lot of echo on our end on
so
this
bad.
one. But
All right, so how about this? How about we do this? What if we do this is the first time we've ever done this? First time. Why don't we play the reveal before we've even talked about what it is?
Okay.
okay. Just a review without the card.
Don't put the card
Yeah,
up because
yes.
that'll defeat the purpose.
Yes,
It's just
you're
the
right.
sound.
Make it stop.
It's so loud. It doesn't
No.
sound anything like it's supposed to sound. This was like I think this may have been our first what's that sound failure, which
No.
has nothing
Somebody
to
got
do
it.
with the
No,
incompetency
but
of
guys,
anybody other
guys.
than the sound.
They are hearing fine.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think they are. Nope.
I think somebody got it already.
No, come on. Where? Who said? Wait, really? No, Epcot. I see Epcot Fountain. I see Imagination Pavilion.
They got in the water.
Huh?
The-
Is it a dying ox from Animal Kingdom Lodge?
it-
I just think this is wrong. Like it feels, and it's. I think this is what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna play it again. We're gonna show you what it is. You're not gonna believe it, and what we will do is we will post. I will actually post
The
the
sound.
clip,
Okay.
or Carlos can post the clip in the After Hours,
In the After Hours.
page, so that you guys can hear it in all its glory, the way God intended it. So
'Cause
let's.
the rest of us are deaf right now.
I mean, I wouldn't even be able to get it, honestly.
No,
I
but
can't even see the reveal because it's on a delay on Facebook for me, but I'll take your word for it.
okay. So let's do the review.
Yeah. No one's gonna believe it. So bad.
Why?
But guys, it's the look
Yeah,
back.
Michael says, "Are you guys reading the comments?" And like, yes. Unfortunately, Michael, we are reading the comments.
Raising
We
of the
lost 30
flag.
people.
This is not... And that was before the tornado toy came out. This is yeah, it's not. That's not what it sounds like. I'm just like saying. So this is the first time What's This Sound has actually lived up to its name, because we're all, I think, scratching our heads saying,
Everybody's.
what is that sound? And
I'm thinking other things, but that's one of them.
because believe it or not, this actually was this sound was recorded from a rocking chair in front of the main fireplace in the Wilderness Lodge lobby. And it does not sound like that. It sounds more like you're in the dishwasher.
I didn't know the lobby got destroyed. I thought
That
it was...
tornado you sent through.
I mean, at best it would be like maybe right at the foot of the geyser or something. But yeah, we will post the actual sound clip and you get to hear it through your own speakers. I'm so sorry. So this was hey, it wouldn't be an after-hour show without some kind of weird technical thing going on, and I apologize in advance for any of you who lost any hearing.
No, I think in their end they listen fine. The problem is our monitor here.
Oh, I don't think so. No, Carlos.
It was her. It was hard.
Oh,
was
oh
hard.
Boy, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because in fact, Mark Jones says that was more of a what is that noise?
Michael says sounded like.
Says sounds like wet metal chairs scratching on cement at Epcot, and boy, do I know what that sounds like. Jeremy Goff says next week let's play What's That Smell? It will be easier to guess than these audio.
All right, you know what? Just to make this better, it's not a sound. I'm going to give you a line and see if anybody can get the line.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, let's try it.
I've been seized. Something you ate, sir? Where is that from?
It was the "Where's that from" part of the line, or is that
no?
you
Where's that from is me asking you where it's from.
I've been seized.
The chat room will get it.
I'm trying to delay here.
It was a Disney attraction.
Well, can you give it to us one more time, John?
Somebody says, "I've been seized," and the response to him in the attraction is, "Something you ate, sir?"
Body Wars?
No, but nice try. Is anybody in the chat room getting it? I know it's on a delay, so it may take.
Oh,
time.
it's coming in now. Alien Encounters with Terry Stinson Doherty says, "Wow,
He's right. He goes, "No, with inspiration."
Really? For my time.
amazing." And actually, she says it's the pre-show.
That is the. No, that's actually when you're in the actual ride. It's the pre-show before the alien comes, but you're in the ride. You're actually in the
Zach
ride.
Brown
There
says
was
also
two other
Alien
pre-shows
Encounter.
prior to that. Yeah.
Chris Shepard guessed Body Wars. Oh, maybe he's saying Body Wars. I don't know. That's what I hear Chris Shepard saying. Is Body Wars.
That's good.
That was good. Thank you for rescuing.
Thank you for
I
rescuing.
had a lot of fun, and I hope we get to do this again.
Well, good.
John, so your final words. Please tell us a little bit of. Well, people know you, but it's your time to.
There's a lot of people that don't know me.
Okay.
It's time for the shameless plug.
Yes.
The shameless plug is bigfatpanda.com goes to my YouTube channel, which is pretty much me. This is my YouTube channel. Big Fat Panda Show on Twitter and Instagram, which I need to use Instagram more. And if you wanted to get to my new Facebook group, I say new, it's like a year old now, is bigfatpandemonium.com. We'll bring you right to the Facebook group, and would love for you to come over there. And I do have a show every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. If it's Taco Tuesday, no, it's Panda Live Tuesday. And you guys got to come on. We need to have you as a guest on the show. Oh, Collin, I do have you.
I am
have you scheduled. I'm sorry.
I don't know if we can announce that yet. But
I forgot what date I have you scheduled, but we should.
It's sometime in July. That's about all I remember.
Okay.
I put it on the calendar.
And if Jason and Carlos, I'll be in touch with you if you want to come in after I really go.
Especially now, because now we'll just feel left out. I mean.
Yeah, well, no, but that would just crash.
Now I want.
Why don't we bring Collin some sounds? I think.
Or noise.
Just to send it back.
It would be old noise, so it's okay. Antique noise, maybe.
He's so mean. Why do I call him a friend?
Play it on the phonograph.
Too funny.
Jason.
Oh, this is my time to stop making fun of Collin. Okay, so
skip Jason tonight.
I want to put a plug in for Here at the Magic's lunch break. Tomorrow is Fun Shirt Friday, so hopefully all of you will be able to join, not just live, but also sporting your fun shirts. I don't know what I'm going to wear tomorrow yet. I'm going to figure that out.
I have an American flag shirt to wear this week.
Started
on Friday.
I don't think so. Yeah, no one wants to see that. Anyway,
Amazon Prime.
so tomorrow you can visit herewiththemagiclive.com at 12 p.m. Eastern. We kick it off about 10 minutes before and listen to some fun music. And tomorrow we are going to be heading over to, it's one of my favorite videos. We're going to be heading on over to the International Gateway area of Epcot. We're going to be boarding a Friendship boat, Friendship 7 to be specific. And we're going to be journeying down to the boardwalk, to Yacht and Beach Club, Swan and Dolphin. Remember these places? Ending up at Hollywood Studios before we turn around, do it all over again. It is very relaxing. It is a great way to, I think, end the week. There actually is a flag that makes an appearance, which of course makes it patriotic and appropriate for the July 4th weekend. And I'd love to see you guys there tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, here with the magiclive.com. That's my thing. Colin,
Shameless plug.
where do we find
so
you?
as usual, guide4ww.com. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. Type that in, I'll pop up usually. If not, search a little harder because you'll end up there eventually. Or you can find it on the site, and there'll be a link there. But most of my stuff is just stuff that a lot of people overlook in the parks, kind of the little hidden gems that can kind of plus your experience at Walt Disney World is kind of what I like to say. Things that most people overlook that can really kind of change your outlook on your vacation or your family and the memories you create there. Something a little different than some of the news stuff that gets posted constantly. So I like to kind of mix it up, do something a little different, be a little bit of me. As you can see, kind of an old soul. So you can't blame me there. A lot of nostalgia will pop up. So that's kind of my spiel. Check out the store if you have not already. It's /shop on the normal guide4ww.com site. Happy to get some of those in your hands this week, and it's been a fun ride kicking that off. So, Carlos?
Yes, just finished showing your card here, Colin. It came a little bit late, but
No worries.
But well, in my end, it's showing. It's funny. Colin is showing as Carlos Silva. Let me just correct that.
What's that sound?
Yes. In my end, the only thing that I would like to say is that you guys know my content is in Portuguese, but I love to give Portuguese lessons. So follow me in Instagram, not only Ponto Orlando, but also Ponto Miami. Do you have? I have also the profile that I dedicate about the experience in Miami and for South Florida. It would be great to see you there too. I have many of the friends that are following us in after hours follow me there, so it's great. And that's it. And you can also follow me in YouTube and Facebook. That's
all the
it.
usual places.
Yes.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us. It's been kind of a fun show, something new, something a little different.
John, it was
a lot of
amazing.
laughs shared. It was a blast, John. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
I had a lot of fun. And Carlos, I
hopefully
wasn't
you
bullying
did.
you. I was making comedy.
Yeah, I know. It is. You know,
We're teaching him.
I always tell them. For me, it takes a time to translate and time to adapt. So, but it's great. I love. It was a love show. Thank you, guys.
John, thank you so much, John, for taking the time to
thank
be
you
here.
guys. I
And
appreciate
everybody,
it very
thank you so much for spending this hour and some after that with us.
Thank
Hang
you, guys.
around. It always ends with a good little song here.
yes.
So from one of our good friends, who's
Jeremy.
Thank you.
really done us a huge favor there. But again, thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure to be a part of this community and the one that you guys create. It's all about your comments, all about your interaction, and we appreciate that more than anything. Thanks again, John, and we'll
Thank
see you
you,
next
guys.
week, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ready to begin, let the wonder take hold. Feel it draw you in, watch the moment unfold. Spark a choice we made.